The figurine known as the Votary, Museum number HM65. 1. Description of the artefact in the Heraklion Archaeological Museum. The Votary stands 28.5 centimetres tall, just under the height of an average wine bottle. She stares straight ahead, chin tucked in. Her protruding headwear with large circular adornments set around the edge casts a shadow over her face. On top of her elaborate headwear sits a feline animal, body facing to the woman's right, but with head turned forward towards the viewer. Her bright white arms, bent at the elbows, are held up and out to her sides, flexed slightly forward. Bracelets encircle her wrists. Her palms face forward, each forming a fist over a wriggling, diagonally set snake. Tails pointed up, heads down. They are light brown with a dark stripe spiralling around their bodies. Her prominent white breasts contrast with her laced corseted jacket, which is dark orange with purple-brown thick bands. This covers her shoulders and upper arms, framing her breasts and pinching into her impossibly narrow waist. Her black hair falls in long locks to her hips, straight down, and leaving a gap where the small of her back curves in. Her floor-length, A-line skirt has 7 flounces rippling downwards, with each layer divided into square blocks, alternating patterns of solid colour or vertical lines. Over the skirt sits a U-shaped apron with raised cord-like border, filled with a diamond-shaped lattice, the top of each diamond marked with 2 horizontal lines. This arrangement is mirrored at her back, and she wears a thick, stiff, curved belt decorated with vertical stripes. The figure was made of faience, cool to the touch and smooth like polished stone. Faience is a crushed quartz paste fired to produce a brightly coloured vitreous sheen, although today the colours are dulled to an autumnal wash. There are clearly visible joins around her neck and at the cat's shoulders. There seem to be signs of damage and notable changes in surface quality and colour, such as at the top of her apron. At the bottom of her skirt, to her right, the number 65 has been inked in black. Her hourglass shape is set in a dominant, assertive stance. Try to pose yourself if you can, very upright and frontal, bearing quite a lot of weight on your head, chest slightly pushed out, and arms bent and raised to the sides. She stands next to her companion, the so-called goddess, in a display in the Heraklion Archaeological Museum on Crete. The couple form the centrepiece at the rear of room 8, in an area dedicated to the temple repositories from the west wing of the palace at Knossos. They are placed in the well-lit, decluttered central area that juts out, evoking the form of a Minoan tripartite shrine. They are enclosed in an altar-like focal position in a glass case, with their backs to the wall so we cannot see them in the round. Arthur Evans chose the label Votary, but the bilingual label underneath this object describes them both as figurines of the snake goddess. Most people would think of them as such. We are told that the snakes symbolise the chthonic character of the cult of the goddess. The feline on her head represents her domination over wildlife, and that her breasts symbolise the fertility of women, the goddess, and, by implication, nature itself.